going to be running through the quoting process on the BizInsure for Agents platform. So firstly here we are going to log in. This is the main menu page. To quote, we go to new quote, and then we go to the occupation field. Under occupation today, we will do a home health quote. So we have a range of keyword search results here. An agent is required to put in the client's zip code so that we can see check available products. And here it shows Beasley and the miscellaneous medical liability is available when we select the home health agencies class. All right, so hitting next. So for purposes today, we'll say it is 3 staff and $100,000 revenue. Zip code is 78666, and we'll use my name. Here we have the product selection stage. For this particular class, we have only one product, which is the miscellaneous medical liability product. So moving on to the second page, which is the business details and underwriting questions. So in this case, we'll say it is an LLC, and let's say it's brand new, starting in May 2023. Now here we have a range of additional services which can be provided. Quite often home healthcare businesses will have, say, a registered nurse. They can have a physical therapist or a variety of services. So in these cases, you can add in what's required. In this case, we'll say they do not provide any additional services. The inception date automatically is set for tomorrow. It can be set for today or up to 30 days from today. So up to 4th of July. The inception date would be the 4th of July, but you would take payment today. Documents would be issued today, but the policy would not actually start, or the coverage would not start until the 4th of July. But in this case, let's just kick it off from today. So let's say they have 10 years experience. They do perform the appropriate checks. It is brand new, so they're not currently insured, but something to keep in mind is that if they are insured, you can select retroactive coverage on this policy. This is one of the primary underwriting questions, this range here. It can be a good question to ask up front to know if the client is a good potential candidate for this coverage. Sometimes home health agencies will contract with a physician. If they do, they just need to make sure they have their own medical malpractice coverage. This is another question, can be a little confusing, but are they providing beds for overnight stays at their residence or facility? This is stated here, but residential care sometimes can confuse people thinking, well, I provide residential care. But it's if you are providing residence or facility, people will be staying in and receiving care that you are responsible for. A couple more underwriting questions. Here we have the additional insured section. Quite often, home healthcare businesses will be required to have an additional insured. Put in the name, email address of the additional insured, street address, zip code if they request specific wording, or you can just select standard wording and then add from here. Confirming have been verified, and once added, when the coverage is bound, a copy of the amended certificate will be sent directly to the additional insured with the appropriate endorsement. The agent and the insured will also receive updated certificates via email once processed. We now have a quote from Beasley, $613, $1 million and $3 million with a $1,000 deductible. Add the quote. Now, some other options here. Compare policies, exclusions, and conditions. This provides a breakdown of the coverage and its details. You can also view the policy wording directly from this platform, as well as the appropriate endorsements. Policy configurator, the options in this will vary depending on the carrier and coverage. While it does provide options for other limits of insurance, this is a set package of 1 and 3 million. In this case, we do have different deductibles. If you select the 500 deductible and hit save, the premium stays the same. You now have halved the deductible. This can be a handy little option when it comes to finalizing the business. Now, quotes need to be saved. If they are not saved manually, then the quote will be gone. So it's important to hit save quotes. You can name the quote whatever you like and hit save. So this will save the quote under the saved quotes section on the platform, where you can go in and retrieve it, send it to your client and bind if required. Okay, so that's saved. Now, as far as payments are concerned, we have here annual payment of $613. You can select quarterly and monthly, keeping in mind that monthly payments, it is a 25% down payment and then 10 payments at $42.25. That is a saved quote. If you would like to bind, go to bind now. Check that the business name is correct. Update the policy start date if need be. If in this case we're using an annual payment, it's just a credit or debit card. Sign off, tick a few boxes, and hit bind now, and it's done. Now, if we go back to the main page and go to saved quotes, here is the saved quote. On the right here, we have the email quote link. Select the Beasley policy. You can include the policy price and comparison features, enter the name, enter the email, and hit send. And it will send off the quote to your client. The advantage of this feature is that if there are several classes which could apply to the client's activity, you can quote each and then decide on which one you believe is most appropriate.